What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be taking a look at an RTA, and I purchased this RTA for the purpose of this review. So the RTA we're going to be looking at, what could it be? It is none other than the Sherman V3 RTA by Asylum Mods. 28mm RTA, made of 316 stainless steel and Ultim. Comes with two tank sections, a 2ml and this one, which is the 4ml. Two drip tips, both Ultim drip tips. In the 2ml mode, it stands 50mm tall from the bottom of the base to the top of the drip tip. In this configuration, it stands 59.5mm tall. It has bottom adjustable airflow. They added a fourth hole to the airflow and put a stopper on the AFC ring. It has clamp style posts, just like all the Shermans. It has large wicking ports, decent size juice flow ports. So yeah, it's a pretty nice RTA. It's gonna run you a little bit of coin though. It costs $95. In my opinion, well, I'll let you know my opinion at the end of the video. So let's get right down to it. We're going to dive down, take a closer look, then we'll come back up and we'll vape it, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the Sherman RTA version 3 by Asylum Mods. See you down below. Alright, here is the packaging that the Sherman version 3 RTA comes in. It's your standard black tube style packaging that you have come to know and love. Inside that packaging, you will get this 810 style Ultim drip tip. You will get this 4ml Ultim tank section. You will also get this chimney section to use with the 4ml tank section. You will get this little baggie with some O-rings, some post screws, and some top plates. And of course, you will get the Sherman version 3 RTA. So, looking at the top cap, you can see Asylum Mods is engraved in the top cap. Comes pre-installed with this drip tip, and I absolutely love this drip tip. It just flows into the tank beautifully. It looks great with the Ultim tank section. It's just beautiful. I really like this drip tip. It feels good. It's just an awesome drip tip. So this RTA is 28mm in diameter. It comes pre-installed in 2ml mode, but as you saw, it does include the 4ml Ultim tank section with the stainless steel chimney adapter. So here is your airflow control ring. It has that crown nicely engraved in it. It has 4 2ml air holes on each side, and it does have a stopper that stops it when it is fully open, and then it stops fully closed. Let's flip it over and take a look at the base. So here is the base. You can see it says the Sherman has that crown again engraved on the base, and then it has your serial number. Now, if you take a look at your 510 pin, the 510 pin does protrude about 0.7mm, and of course there is a peak insulator around it. The threading on the 510 is beautiful. Alright, now let's pop this top cap off. Alright, here are your juice fill ports. You have one on each side, obviously, and they measure 7.5mm wide. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised they're not bigger, or that it doesn't have one here and one here to make 4. I don't know if maybe that would help when you're trying to fill this 2ml section or not, but this is miserable to try and fill because there is so little room between the tank and the chimney. It's just miserable to fill. So because of that, I've been rocking it in 4ml mode. Honestly, if anything, it actually seems like the flavor might be better in 4ml mode, and I would attribute that to the fact that this chimney section has that conical shape, and this one really does not. Alright, let's pull this apart. So now your fill plate does unscrew from this chimney. And if you look inside this chimney, it really does not have that conical shape. It's just flat. It does have that little lip around the outside. And if you look here, it looks like it would be conical, but it's not. Alright, so let's take a look at it in 4ml mode. So all you're going to do is take your juice fill plate, screw it onto the larger chimney. Take your 4ml tank section, pop that on. There you go. There it is in 4ml mode. It's really not that big. I mean, it's a 28mm, but yeah, I've been rocking it this way. I'm loving it this way. It makes it so much easier to fill because now you have obviously the extra room. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. Here is the TF-V8. Here is the Sherman V3. So as you can see, the TF-V8 is actually taller than the version 3, but the Sherman is of course going to be wider because this is a 28mm. Alright, here is the build deck of the version 3. So if you take a look, you have a 2-post build deck with flat head center screw clamp style terminals, and that gives you two 2.5mm terminals per post. It has four 4.5mm deep wicking ports, and then if you turn it to the side, you will see that it has four 3.5 by 2mm juice flow ports. Flip it back up to the top and you will see the two large air channels that, like the RDA, measure the same at 5.5mm by 6mm. The channels are raised above the deck to help avoid leaking. So on this build deck you have about 22mm of deck, but from post to post you have 19mm, so that gives you 19mm of build space. So this is a dual coil RTA and dual coil only. There is no single coil option for this RTA. For me, it seems to shine with anywhere from 3 to 3.5mm coils in it. With that diameter, I've had no leaking, no dry hits, no anything. It's just seemed to be vaping really, really well. So alright, let's put this on my stand and we'll go ahead and put some coils in it and then we'll wick it up. Alright, so this is the wire that I chose to use today to make my coils. I wrapped them around a 3.5mm bit. I did 6 wraps and I spaced them. Now let's get these installed. Alright, so now we got the coils all glowed. There's no hot spots because I'm using spaced coils. I'm going to throw it back on my stand and let's wick it up. Alright, so what I've been doing is taking the cotton, bending it down and cutting it right at the top of the AFC. So I put my scissors right here, right there. Bend the cotton down, trim. So now I'll take and just kind of eyeball this one, make it even with the front one, like that. Alright, so I like to take and fluff the cotton out just a little bit. You don't have to go that crazy because this is the cotton bacon and it's already pretty fluffy. So now I'll take and I'll kind of trim any excess that I kind of got hanging off here. I'll take my tweezers. I'm going to take my tweezers and just stick the cotton down in there. Alright, now I got that all wicked up. Time for some juice. Now that I have the cotton all wicked up and I have it nice and saturated, I'm going to go ahead and put my 4 ml tank section on. Alright, now that that's on, let's go ahead and fill it up. Alright, and there it is. Let's go up top and vape it, and I'll give you my final thoughts. What's up, guys? We are back with the Sherman V3 RTA. So, pros and cons. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't have a lot of cons for this device. It's been working great for me. I really like the flavor. But the one major con that I've found is the 2 milliliter tank section. It just sucks. I don't like the 2 milliliter tank section. There's no room between the tank and the chimney, and it just makes it absolutely miserable to fill. You're going to go through a lot of juice with this device because this device requires coils on the larger side, but I mean, that doesn't bother me as much as the 2 milliliter tank section just sucks. So I'm never even going to use it. That in the chimney section for the 2 milliliter tank section does not have a very conical shape, so I think it kind of mutes the flavor. It sits low, but there's no real conical shape to it. The 4 milliliter chimney section has a nice conical shape. It sits just as low, it just hasn't the extended chimney part. So the flavor is really good, and that moves us into the pros. Flavor, phenomenal. I'm really digging the flavor on this. It doesn't really matter the coil build I've put in it. I've been getting really great flavor on it. And speaking of that, let's have a vape. So the build I put in here is ohming out at 0.23. I have it on 58 watts. I've been getting a good vape, but let's go up with the wattage. Alright, I have it on 66.6. Flavor definitely jumps up. 76. Excellent flavor. No dry hits, no nothing. The build deck is great. It's very easy to build on. The wicking ports are nice and large. You can put a lot of cotton in there, but it still wicks perfectly. The juice flow holes are awesome. The juice flows perfectly. I mean, it works great. It's designed very well. And the machining on this is also perfect. I mean, it's spot on. It is a beautiful, beautiful RTA. The gunmetal color is gorgeous. The Ultim tank section is beautiful. It's a wonderful looking RTA, and I really dig that. I like my devices to look nice. You know, I mean, there's some janky looking shit out there. This is really well done. Comes with 2 drip tips, which that's a pro, and they're both Ultim style. I like Ultim style drip tips. They're the 810 drip tips, so you can use all your custom Kennedy or Goon style drip tips on here. And overall, it's just an amazing RTA. For $95, I mean, it better be a really good RTA. And I realize that the price range might be out of reach for some people, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. You know, I mean, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. There's stuff out there I would love to own that I can't afford. I did buy this for the purpose of this review, and I'm not sure if I would have bought this if I wasn't doing reviews because of the price tag. But to be honest with you, I'm glad I did. Doing reviews kind of opens some stuff up for me as far as buying different things. I buy a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't buy. So, like I said, I'm very happy that I bought this. If it broke, I lost it, somebody stole it, I would pony up the cash and I would certainly buy another one because I'm really enjoying the vape I'm getting off of it. So for me, the pros far outweigh the cons. It really doesn't have many cons other than that 2 milliliter tank section. So yeah, overall it's a great RTA. I'm glad I bought it, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Like I said in the past, I will be putting out more videos, and I have a lot of different stuff to review. I want to review the Fukai Duos. I got it in 3 battery mode. It's a nice mod. I'm really digging the mod. I like the screen. The color screen on it is great. The button setup is great for where you thumb. I mean, it just works really well. So anyways, again, thanks for watching, and please like this video, comment if you want to comment. You don't have to, and just make sure you subscribe. I'll have a lot more stuff coming up, and I have some giveaways to do as well. Alright guys, remember, keep on vaping.